February 17th, or 18th. It's Thursday at 7:52 p.m. This is our first time and our first video for this particular channel that I started. I'm at home, and usually we do a lot of different channels. We have a channel that we do. Hey,
I'm started.
are you? Are you're gonna cut me with the sword? Is that your Elsa sword?
Yes.
Yes. We have a variety of channels that we do. One of the channels we do is a Hawaiian news channel in Japanese during the morning when little one here is asleep. We do another channel. I'm going to start up and do it's an off-grid channel. But this is my first English channel. I always have a barbecue channel that I do American-style barbecue for Japanese. But this is my first time doing an English channel for folks that want to learn more about Japan. You may be an expat here. I will tell you a little bit about myself in a minute. You may be somebody who just loves Japan. So we're going to start this channel and see what we can do. My Facebook is Richard Hawkins Holomua. That's HOLOMUA. I came to Japan when I was 18 years old in the United States military, United States Air Force. I was an F-15 crew chief and Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa. I ended up from there just getting out. I lived Okinawa for about 4 years, and from there went on to Fukuoka. Got in the restaurant business and hotel industry, and opened up. Wow, look at that! That's so big. Various restaurants. I worked for various hotels. I've opened all kinds of places in and around Japan. I've been a tour guide now after 20 years in food and beverage management here in Japan. I have 20 years as a tour guide. And so took a stint, went back to Grand Canyon, Arizona. Learned to be a guide there. Yay. And Hawaii. Lived in Hawaii. You able to check stuff? And was in Hawaii for 12 years, and was a tour guide there on the Big Island of Hawaii. And came back to Japan 3.5 years ago. We had been coming back for Japan every month, bringing people over and perpetuating Hawaiian culture, bringing over different varieties of tours, spiritual tours, lomi tours, all kinds of different kinds of tours. And well, now that as a tour guide, I've not had any revenue since March of last year. We've started all these variety of different channels for Japanese folks. So the barbecue channel, Hawaiian news channel every day. We just passed 1 year on that. February 10th was our 1 year anniversary for that. And now I figured I'd start this because I had a lot of inquiries. And so we'll start this. I'm not sure. It'll take some time to get subscribers and get going. But what I'll do is I'll talk something about Japan and your suggestions and your requests. I'm not sure how many times a week I can do this, but we'll try it out. And we'll start this particular session out by talking a little bit about what's going on with the Olympics and the ex-Prime Minister Modi. And we'll pick a subject every day, and it depends. There may be 2 or 3 interesting things out there. I'll check Mainichi Shimbun, Japan Tribune, and all that. And then in Japan Today, that's another one on the internet that I've been working with and watching closely. But what pisses me off is that they'll take the English version. There's something in Japan. They'll take it, and then they'll put it in English, but they won't tell the whole story. So the whole story in Japanese is not in the English version. So it perturbs me. So I'll give you the whole story. All right, and whatever the back of the. I'm married. I've been married 5 times. I've got 6 wonderful children. 3 of them are adults living in Tokyo, Saitama area. I have an adult daughter that's living in right down New Mexico Military Institute. And then I have a son that's with his mom in Hawaii. And I have, as you saw, a 4.5-year-old little monster. And a lot of things happen. So let's go ahead and get to our first subject today. And I hope you don't mind my daughter. She's awake. She's going to move around, have some fun. It's more of a family atmosphere, and I hope you don't mind that. I don't like to have a a fake background and all a quiet area, and take time away from my family. My daughter knows I do this stuff, and she jumps in and on the Hawaiian channel, and she wakes up in the morning and says aloha and all that fun stuff. So it just makes it a little more personal. So well, what I like to talk about is this whole Morty deal. So Prime Minister Morty. Yeah, and we all know we have the same issues in Japan that we have back in the United States. And I know, I've had customers from, 25 different countries in the last few years that I've been doing my tour guide business. And I've heard of everybody's issues, political issues, and, things like, Australia, the prime minister's flipping 6 times in 10 years. And all these issues. Everybody has issues. Politics, it's an issue. But I think America and or some my family would call America, and a lot of Japanese country of Japan has in common is that it's just a bunch of old guys, making laws and making decisions without really trying to look at what the nature of the problem is, or involving people that are actually need the assistance. So we have the same thing in America. Why should a group of 25 men decide what happens with a woman's body for abortion and things like that? And it's just stupid. You say, oh, I understand. You don't understand. So we have the same thing in Japan. So we have this ex-prime minister Morty. Now you're talking to somebody who's been an ex-assistant food and beverage manager for different hotels and resorts and things like that. I've gone drinking with sumo wrestlers, singers, actors, actresses, dated a singer, very famous singer for about 9 months. And I drank with a couple of prime ministers too. And one of them with some contestants of the Miss Universe pageant back in the day. So with all that said, put aside, these guys, they get in there and they really forget who they're working for. They become what we say in Japanese, erai, which means they get way up there. They want to kind of forget about who's actually they're working for. And it's same in the United States, Japan doesn't really matter. But okay, you play Minecraft there, but I want you to clean this up though. So you may hear some Legos being cleaned up here in just a second. So you had this guy Morty, who ex-prime minister, became the head for the what do you call that? The Olympics. And money's been exchanged, and the whole deal about the Olympics, and it was going to be canceled, and then they extended a year, and whether they're going to do it now or not. Will all the vaccines be done by then? Because they're not going to start regular folks until April. They just started doing nurses and health workers now. And here we are. The regular folks, regular folks, elderly be April, but regular folks is July and August. Now be a little quiet, please, a little bit. And so, Olympics are supposed to start July 23rd. They still won't open the country for regular people to come in. So people that book tours with me all around the world, well, it's 5 different countries, can't book anybody because they don't know when they can let people in. So, all that is what it is over there. So we all know that Morty made these statements, and he's pretty much of an ass, and he made these statements, and when he did, he kind of pissed off a bunch of women, and the statement is that women take too long and talk too much during meetings. Now you're talking about a guy who's pre-opened hotels and restaurants and things like that. Goodness gracious. When you go into a meeting, you just say, hey, this meeting's going to be a half hour, and we're going to go around the table. I'm going to give everybody some time to talk. but our objective is a half hour. You just don't make a stupid blanket statement that women talk too long term means. You know, he was stupid for saying it. His wife and his daughter got really pissed off at him and made him go semi-apologize. Wasn't an apology. Don't forget, there was not an apology. But he admitted, could have been better. So he had this other guy, and I forget that guy's name, Kawa. Who's that? Kawabuchi. So he had Kawabuchi take over for him. And, you know, that was a behind the scenes drinking at night in Ginza and going, yeah, I guess I got to get out. So why don't you hop in? Sure, I'll do it. And then people didn't like that. Yeah, so when that was announced that day, he didn't confer with anybody. He didn't talk with anybody. He just had that guy go ahead and say, okay, I'll take over. I'll do this. Because Morty thought he'd do whatever the hell he wants to do. And so Kawabuchi pops in. And, you know, we went from an 83-year-old old guy that's got mind clothes like this to an 84-year-old guy that's mind clothes like this. And when everybody else got pissed off at that, oh, no, we better try something else. So they've gone through this, you know, problem, and they finally decided to go ahead and have an ex-Olympian, and her name is Seiko Hashimoto. She is now the new president of the Tokyo Organizing Committee for the Olympics and the Paralympic Games. She's a little bit of a perverted chick herself. So this ice skater was skating around one time and congratulated. She went up and gave him a kiss. Instead of, you know, a quick kiss and laughing about it, not a kiss on cheek, on lips, she kissed it and kind of kept it long in there. It was like really weird. He goes, my wife says, you know, just thinking about that picture makes me want to puke, you know. So, and you can look it up. You love it says Seiko Hashimoto kisses skater, and yeah, it's a little odd. It's a little odd. And once I get all this going here, because I do my regular stuff from my computer, and then I use this for my we use what's called Stand FM, an FM audio thing. But I can't do, for some reason, I can't go on the same site on my computer and do two streams, another account. So I had to do it from here and go backwards. So I really don't know how to get stuff to come up on the screen yet. So I'll work on that. But with that said, give me 5 minutes. With that said, this Seiko Hashimoto, now they figure putting a girl in there and the next Olympian would be the answer to all of their worries and things. So she's 56 years old. She's now up there in there, and you know, so they think everything's going to go good. So we will see. We're going to talk a little bit about her in future programs, and you know, they actually had an 85-year-old guy they wanted to put in there. So they're going to go from 83, 84 to 85. It's like my wife would say, well, what they do is just keep going up to hit 90, you know. But so she's she's more open-minded. Being a woman, she definitely feels like she can bring something more now to this position. And I myself, I wish her well. You know, I hope it all works out. But maybe she'll complain about guys dragging on meetings now, you know. So we'll see what happens. This lady, she's been in politics since 1995. So she's been around for a while. And yeah, it's something that I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the future. So send me your thoughts about this. We'll talk about the future. We're just going to see what kind of jobs he's going to do in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to, like I said, if you have any ideas, I don't know how many people this is going to actually get to be in the first one. My daughter's just having a breakdown here because her sword is falling apart. Just pick it up and fix it. You're fine. And we'll talk about it. And we'll get a live feed. Well, this is a live feed, but we'll get you know, communication going back and forth, so I can read it, talk to you guys, and you know, let's see what we can do. So again, this is Richard Hawkins Holomua. I've been in Japan since 1983. I've been all around Japan, lived 9 different places. From Okinawa, Fukuoka, Guma, Yokohama. I had a bed and breakfast in Guma for a couple of years. I'm in Osaka now, Tokyo, Chiba. I've been around. You know, got friends in sumo. I got friends in the government. I've hotels, and I've just been very fortunate to have be around a lot of good people, smart people, and just had a blast being here so far. So I believe I'll always be here, and like to share my experiences with you. And we'll just move on a little at a time, see where it goes. So we'll talk to you soon. Go ahead and subscribe, like whatever it is you do. Go to my Facebook page and say hello, and we'll talk real soon. So again, thank you guys very, very much. And this is Richard Hawk Hawkins signing off.